So there was a reason why I stayed off social media most of yesterday to not get spoiled, and I'm glad I did because this chapter was such a great finale to Wano Act 2. That's right, Wano Act 2 is officially over with, and God only knows what we're going to see in Act 3 with the battle in Onigashima. You could build the tension rising as the chapter went on. Like I predicted in my previous review, the 5 days that we had left would be used up in this chapter. That's exactly what Oda did. However, the way that Oda presented itself was gold. Luffy, Zoro, and possibly Robin are going to be key players in the final battle. The Straw Hats have not been fully reunited yet. However, we did see Luffy and Chopper. Obviously, Luffy's training is completed. With 2 days left, he rejoined the group. He downplayed a little bit, undermined it because of the way he just reappeared. He just fell asleep, passed out. It's obviously finished training. We got a demonstration of what he could do. But I just feel it's like so much of a time skip. We haven't seen Frankie and Usopp with them, so that it's not the full Straw Hat reunion in a full panel yet. However, they did say to the samurai are going to go on ahead. But I love the panel where we have the scabbards marching the way up to Wanigashima. They're obviously going to go to the harbor where Frankie's building the ships. I'm pretty sure Usopp's there too. So they're putting in work. So it's going down when we get back to Wano. But what happens in between this act now is going to be dependent on Oda. It could be the Reverie. Remember, Oda did say at Jump Festa something bit major will happen at the Reverie. Maybe we'll find out what that is. Something alluded to possibly the Revolutionary Army commanders going up against the Admiral. Maybe. Who knows? This chapter, it got me so hyped for the fight with Kaido. You have no idea. You can start to see the Marineford vibes kicking in. Like, this arc is like going to be on a whole level scale. I said I don't doubt Oda whatsoever. I don't think anybody else should. However, and I think the other reason why Oda wanted to act in Wano Act 2 finally was to shut up the naysayers and said, oh, Oda's not going to finish One Piece within the next 5 years. An interview came out recently, and that's what Oda stated. He would like to end this series in 5 years. That doesn't mean he will. This is another indication Oda's going to try and wrap up Wano. He has to. I mean, there's another factor you have to take in consideration here, which most importantly is Oda's health. Wano Act 3, which we can assume is going to be the final act of Wano. We don't really know when it comes to Oda. He could throw another spin, but all the plot points that needed to get resolved, they get resolved. We even saw a character in this chapter, which I called out in the previous one, so I find that very ironic. A lot of people will say she may have been the spy, but I will say this, they had a suspicious power for Law, and I'm wondering, like, what the hell was that? Like, Law didn't say anything, but all you saw was the Shogun Orochi talking, but we start the chapter off with Kazuki Hiyori pretty much bowing her head and asking Korematsu for his strength to help out the other scabbards. Obviously, Korematsu's going to try and protect Wano. There's no point in him being there if he's not going to do that. So it's cool we got to see most of the samurai. Not 9 because we still haven't found Denjiro yet, which could be Kirishiro. I think at this point it's obvious it's Kirishiro, just because all the recruiting, all the findings done. The only thing that needs to get prepped up now is pretty much the ships are probably done by now. Go to Amigasa village, and the samurai are shocked because finally the scabbards are finally getting to find out. Most importantly, Momonosuke finds out that his sister's still alive. Hiyori, and we get a panel of a flashback when Hiyori is actually drop kicking Momonosuke. I thought it was funny. They had some pretty good, decent comedy for the seriousness that's about to take place in Wano. They had a lot, and all you see is Kinemon crying his eyes out, and especially now. And Zoro immediately is being thanked by Momonosuke because she's. There's an interesting comment like where Hiyori can be a bit of a coarse crybaby, and Zoro. I thought it was kind of cool he actually said this. How long do you think she stayed that way? She's 18 years older than you now. And so I knew I was waiting for this type of moment with Sanji and Zoro. Like Sanji overhears this and he's like, "That's the baby you were with earlier," because he saw. We remember that. So, and Zoro finally, Sanji's like, "What the hell?" And he was like trying to suck up to Momonosuke. "Oh, is that my dear? Anything you want?" So obviously Sanji's like sucking up, kind of like Nami will when it comes to treasure. So I'll find that hilarious. And Zoro just casually says, quit sucking up to it, brother." So I thought that's hilarious. And the thing about this, and I said this before, like the thing that Zoro likes more than anything else is strength. And So Sanji has that over Zoro. They both have things the other wants. Like when it comes to girls, Zoro has that made because obviously he spent an entire night with Hiyori. So I said they have bragging rights over the other. But to Hitetsu some important information about the swords, and most importantly, Luffy had is nothing than the Nidai Kitetsu, and it looks like that's not going to Zoro, but it doesn't matter because Zoro got an upgrade. So why Zoro wouldn't have the Nidai Kitetsu, he stay with the Sandai Kitetsu. See, we do get to see the army no Habakiri, and there's something with it goes on because the moment Momonosuke sees that, you see him revert to a dragon form, and I'm like, why? Is like a phobia? Is it some type of emotional attachment to it? It has to do with the fact that it belonged to Kazuki Oden. So I just found that very weird that they did that. But obviously, more importantly, we get to see Mito Enma. And immediately, we could also come to find out that Shisui ranks among the 21 rankings great swords of the world. I think we already knew that, but it's been returned as in the hands of Zoro, which it doesn't look anything special at first until Zoro takes a swipe, and Hitetsu's like, the only man to tame the sword was Kazuki Oden, and now we see the reason why. It's because, much like Shisui, it kind of like a mind of its own. It's a swipe of the tree and in most of the islands, so I'm like, whoa. So, and Zoro's arm, you see Oro's arm glow up with Haki. At first, Zoro didn't do that instinctively. So, with Haki, Zoro pretty much changed the, even Sanji said he changed the coastline, pretty much. So, and it draws out of its own accord its wielder's Rio. So that confirms it. So Zoro's going to train the same type of Haki that Luffy is, Rio Haki. The deeper, and the cut, and mostly found out, is the deeper that intended, most like internally, so that may explain why I was able to do so much damage to Kaido, because of it's like Rio. That makes a lot of sense for Kazuki Oden damaged Kaido the way he did. And also the height of Zoro, if he'd been a normal person, he'd be drained to a husk. So the fact that Zoro's like, yeah, I'm keeping this one, and that if I get used to this thing, that means I'll get stronger. So we not only get Luffy training within the remaining 5 days, but we also get Zoro training, which I really wanted. Kira Robin is spilling out all the information she has. We get a countdown with 3 days left. So going to Robin, there'll be 30,000 enemies on Higashima. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than that, just because number one, you have the Big Mom pirates there, and Big Mom and Kaido are having the alliance. By the way, I thought it's kind of odd that Okiku, Chopper, and Luffy didn't spill the beans about Big Mom to the rest of the Straw Hats when they returned. I think that maybe they said something off screen, but it's like, still, you might want to bring that up, because they probably have the geographical advantage on us, even with the blueprints of Kaido's mansion. But with 4,000 versus 3,000, let's just say it won't be a head-to-head war. And then we go to the harbour where the ships are being built up. Frankie's like coaching them to do your job, get these ships made, and which is really cool because we see Luffy training, and the metal plate box that we saw was completely demolished. Like first it was turned to jelly, but now Luffy using Pound Man in Gear 4, he just shredded that thing. It's hard to, but we know seeing Zoro at the same time. Don't know why Momonosuke is actually training, because he's going with the rest of the samurai, which could be a mistake. Luffy, Atama, and Chopper back to Amigasa Village. They bump into Nami, and like I said, I think it was kind of like downplayed because not most of the Strauss weren't there. And we also found out the Yakuza found another 200 soldiers in our side, so that's 4,200 members. Kinemon like gives you final preparations. I'll meet you at the harbour. You see Hiragora. I'm pretty sure he's going too, which is cool. Because obviously he has to be there to see Luffy's progress. He also has to be there to see the one Kaido brought down, much like I think Hiyori's going to be kidnapped and sent there because they both want to see Orochi, Hiyori and Momonosuke. They both want to see Orochi and Kaido get killed. I don't think Kaido's being killed, but he may get taken down. So this is when Samurai and Luffy part ways. Like, go get found. I thought it was kind of cool Nami was there. Anyway, we come to find out that the meet to M there is not a black blade, but Hitetsu kind of points out maybe he can transfer it and make it a black blade by the end of this, which I think is foreshadowing information about the Wado Ichimachi being not only the Mito M there, but also the Wado Ichimachi. They were both forged by
by a famous artisan, Yusaburo Sumosuke, which is obviously a connection to the place where Zoro was training as a child. Also, the last name of Ryuma Shimosuke, as well as Yasuo's
capital, because everything's about to go down by the time Wano Act 3 hits. So, but then we also get another cool panel, which is kind of underrated here, because we see Toka, like, we see two graves, right? One of them for Yasui and the others for Pedro. And another plot point I kind of thought was odd, we didn't get to see Kara, but we see one of the Musketeers, Wanda, and she's tearing up because I think they finally get the reaction of Pedro sacrificing his life. So I thought it was really cool how they added a grave for Pedro in Wano. I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, Robin's there too, and maybe she's going to adopt Toka by the end of this. She's really taking a liking to her. So as Wano Act 2 comes to a close, but most importantly, you see Zoro isn't struggling with Mnet anymore. He's not drawing out his haki, so he's obviously got the hang of it. Within the past few days, it got glossed over. And like I mentioned before, Luffy punching a tree. What's interesting about this is the side that he punched didn't get split. It was the inside that got split from the inside out, and then you see the damage from the other side. That's what Ryo Haki is. It damages your opponent from the inside out, the flow of haki. So Luffy, like we all thought, did get this down, but I thought it was cool. We got to see the way that Luffy was training. Zoro's obviously got this down. That's obvious. Then we see the Shogun, obviously an idiot. He's like, oh, just false reports about what happened in Udon. And then we see Law, and that's it. He doesn't say anything. So what's he gonna do? I don't think he's gonna abandon the strong Act 2 finale. It comes to a close on the Kabuki Act of Wano. So that's cool. They continue with that. So, and I said this in my previous review, like the pacing for the chapter will pick up due to not only Oda's announcement, just the way the chapter went about itself last chapter. So it's going to be hype. It's going to be on some Marineford level territory, even probably surpassing Marineford. I wouldn't be surprised. And hopefully we get to find out what world building throughout other than Wano we get to see in between these acts. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going. The last time we got this, we got Blackbeard and Moria, and the fact that Shiryu got Absalom's Devil Fruit. So now the question is what's going to happen to the Reverie? Is that where Oda's going to go to? Keep waiting for Oda to close up Wano Act 2, and the hype for the war on Onigashima begins in Act 3. I cannot wait for that. I'm pretty sure we're also going to get a flashback on pretty much Kazuki Oda, because that's the only thing we haven't got resolved yet. But everything else mostly got resolved. I did find out how Luffy said the Sunnies and the coastline, so we're going to be the Straw Hats to Onigashima on the Sunny. So it's not going to be one of those ships that Frankie's putting together. No, they're going to make their own way. So that's cool. As the Scabbards are making their way, they have to be there first. But this is going to be some crazy shit. So I can't wait for what's to come. Anyway, that's going to do it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys.